Hello everyone. In today's video, I will be showing you how to group or consolidate data using Power Query. In this tutorial, the dataset represents sales from an online fashion store where each order can include multiple products causing the same order ID to appear more than once. My goal is to consolidate each order ID into a single record while aggregating the totals in achieving this dataset's output. I'll show you how to do that in Power Query using simple steps. So stick around and let's get started. This is Datalytics, where I help you kickstart your data analytics journey. If you are new here, welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any of my tutorials. Now let's get started. First is to click on any cell in your dataset, then locate the Data tab. In the Get and Transform section, select the From Table or Range option since you are using the dataset in your open sheet. This brings up the Create Table dialog box, which highlights all the datasets to convert your range into a table. Also ensure that you have the option My Table Has Headers checked. This ensures that your dataset table is created and loaded with the headers in your dataset. Then click OK. This opens the Power Query editor and loads the dataset here. I'll start by renaming this as original file. I'll go ahead and duplicate this by right-clicking and select Duplicate. This step isn't compulsory, but I'm doing it so I can always keep the original data query intact in case I need to perform multiple groupings or make changes later. I will go ahead and rename this to Grouped by Order IDs. Using the duplicated dataset, you want to ensure that all your data types are correct. This is important because Power Query relies on proper formatting to give accurate results. Next, in the Home tab, locate the Group By option and click on it. This opens the Group By dialog box. Here we have two options, basic and advanced. If you want to group by using single column, like maybe only the order ID, then you can simply select the basic option. But if you want to group by using multiple columns, then you select the advanced option. Since I will be grouping with multiple columns, I'll show you how the basic option works in the next video. Now moving on, here in the advanced option, I will be grouping by the order ID. I will select the Add Grouping option to add more columns. I will go ahead and include the order date, customer ID, country, payment method, and sales channel. I basically select the columns that are not going to be aggregated as the grouping columns. So in other words, these are the columns that define how your data will be grouped, while everything else will be used for aggregation. Moving to the aggregation section, in the operation box, I will select Sum. You can select any aggregation you want to carry out. Next, in the column box, I will select quantity, which is the column I will be aggregating first. Then in the new column name, I will type total quantity, which is the name my aggregated column will be called. To add more aggregated columns, I will click on the Add Aggregation, and this adds a new line of boxes as the first one. I will go ahead and select as I did with the first. I will select the sum operation, unit price column, and name as total unit price with the $sign. I will repeat the same process for the amount paid column. I will check that everything looks good and then click OK. This immediately groups the data set as seen here. If I had done this on the original file, the file would have been transformed into this, which was why I duplicated it earlier to retain the original file. Now you can see that each order IDs has been consolidated into the sum of all the purchase done for that order. Now that we are done, we can go ahead and load our data. Still in the Home tab, locate the Close and Load option. I will be selecting the Close and Load to option. This gives me more load options. When I click on that, this brings up the Import Data dialog box. I want this to load as a table, so I will go ahead and select that and ensure the new worksheet is selected. This is where the data will be loaded into. Then click OK. This immediately loads both queries, that is the original file data and the aggregated data as table into new worksheet respectively. I will not be using the original file, so I'll go ahead and remove it. In the Queries and Connections side panel, I will right-click on the original file and select the Load To option. Now I will select only Create Connection, then OK. This brings up a pop-up box confirming if I want to delete the downloaded table. Since that is what I want to achieve, I will click OK and it's gone. Well, not gone entirely, just only seen as a connection to the dataset in the queries. I'll go ahead and delete the sheet. Now we have just the data source and the aggregated data. I'll go ahead and change the table style to my preferred style as always, and do the same on the source data too. Now we've successfully grouped and consolidated our dataset with each other ID neatly summarized into a single record, making your dataset ready to use and analyze. And this brings us to the end of today's tutorial. If you learned something new or found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, share it with someone who might benefit from it, and subscribe for more tutorial videos. Thank you for sticking to the end of this tutorial, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.